Well, folks, I am back with another episode of Tales of the Empire to watch and for you to join me in that reaction. I wasn't expecting all these episodes to be dumped all in one go, so I don't know what the schedule is going to look like for these to be up on the channel, but I'm hoping to have them all up in the next couple of days. It's 1 AM at the moment, so I'm just going to watch them all now and come to editing and uploading them at a bit of a later time. But by all means, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of them. I'm also going to have the Acolyte reactions up next month when that comes out, along with all the usual Star Wars videos that I make. This channel is still fairly new. It's only a few months old, but I've delved into many different types of videos, so by all means, feel free to stick around, have a look at some of the older videos I've put out, and we'll see where things go. But the first episode was interesting, delved into the earlier years of Morgan Elspeth, her mother being killed by Grievous during the slaughter of the Night Sisters, and then her being taken in by one of the mountain clans, offered sanctuary, but we saw that her fear kind of led her to be a little bit reckless. She convinced a couple of members of the clan, including the leader's daughter, to go and find some weapons. The droids found them, and unfortunately a couple of them were killed, including that daughter. And the episode ended with the leader saying that she pitied Morgan because she saw the path she was on. And I think that's fairly accurate. I think her life would have been one led by the trauma of her, people being wiped out, looking for revenge, and also fear, I guess. I'm hoping that this is the episode where we meet Thrawn. Again, only 2 episodes left of Morgan's story. Then we move on to the story which will show us how Barriss Offee becomes an Inquisitor, which I think is the one that we're all really looking forward to. So yeah, we're going to jump in episode number 2. As I say, these are a little bit shorter, so the reactions are going to be a bit shorter as well. But we'll just see where this goes. So here we go. So we're still in the era of Venators, so that's the first year. Nope. There's an Imperial class. Mirroring the Bad Batch finale. God, that is such a sexy looking ship, especially in animation. Look how much bigger it is than the Venators.
And most important, shields. To better protect your pilots and keep them on the field.
So she is fronting Thrawn's TIE Defender program.
Aside from the cost, these fertile systems, however, now those are interesting. We will be there in short order to take what is rightfully ours.
Okay, so did she come up with a design?
And prepare for our arrival.
So was it not Thrawn's plan from the beginning? It was hers, and maybe by meeting with Thrawn, he takes it on?
No, but I am curious to know about the mind that came up with them.
I don't understand why.
My superior sends me to the...
That's Pellaeon. I've just realised it's Pellaeon. Took me a while to think who it was.
However, I have a question for you. Why is it
As soon as he mentioned superior,
substantial talents and vision,
I knew who it was. I mean, there's no droids, there's no... Oh, they're the droids.
No.
You said the Empire would help to change things. We trusted you. Put our lives in your hands.
This is where things start to go bad.
When I found your village, you were nothing. Just one of 1,000.
So she was potentially liked at the beginning.
I gave you strength.
Now she starts to tighten her grip.
And we let you run our lives.
Interesting. God, I love seeing these locations recreated in animation.
They're all willing to turn on me.
I never saw the
After
city in the background before. Oh, Rook! What's he doing here? Is this a test? So she's already got her staff. I guess we're not going to find out where that came from. God damn. These fight scenes look so good. Yeah.
Who sent you?
We know who.
Sent you.
Well done, Magistrate.
History remembers the witches of Dathomir.
There he is. That voice.
Curious. And ambition.
Who are you?
Admiral Thrawn.
Just
Captain
Admiral
Gallion
at the
told me
moment.
the finer details of your presentation, and however, it's not without its vulnerabilities. While many of my colleagues think on a grand scale,
I like the kind of rejig in his design. You can see a bit more of Lars in there.
start small.
You speak of the growing rebellion.
A sickness which kills both common man and king. We'll need minds like yours if we are to eradicate them.
And that's how he gets the TIE Defender program.
Empire wants only this planet and its resources.
Many in the Empire will trade lives for profit. Over time, this will create a weak and disillusioned military. The Empire will slowly crumble.
Why
You
do
can see it.
care? Or more to the point, why should I?
He's
I
got a
believe this is
long-term
question Captain
vision.
Gallion already asked you. Your answer was a lie. Why do you seek Imperial favor?
Revenge? But who can she get revenge on? Grievous is dead.
Yes, I seek power to ensure my future, to destroy my enemies. My anger.
Who are
gives
your
me
enemies now,
strength,
though?
And it is that strength that I offer the Empire.
Offer accepted.
They'll make quite a team. God, look at that.
A portion of my fleet.
The 7th Fleet.
To begin your operation.
Yeah, so an interesting look at the inner workings there, and some surprising revelations that, you know, Morgan was the one that came up with the TIE Defender program, and Thrawn has, you know, co-opted it for his own uses. But again, I love Thrawn. Obviously, when he's showing up in Ahsoka, he's older, limited resources. He's still the character that, you know, we know and love. But I suppose there's a lack of an edge to him because he's been through so much. In Rebels and here, I love the fact that he's kind of just unbridled in his intelligence, his foresight, his, you know, strategy. And even little lines where he talks about how, you know, people will trade lives for profit, and in the long run that will make the Empire crumble. It's exactly what happened. You know, the reason that they choose TIE fighters over TIE Defenders is because it's cheap. You can mass produce them, and that's why they're so easily destroyed, because they're cheap. And it ends up demoralizing people, it gives the rebellion an advantage, and, you know, the Empire ultimately crumbles. You know, and so you can see that he is trying to change that sort of attitude from the inside. Which is why Thrawn isn't, you know, your typical kind of Imperial villain. Yeah, he's got his own motivations, but he's not, you know, outright evil. He sees the bigger picture, and, you know, for better or worse, you know, he wants it to succeed in the best way possible. I love the fact that, you know, their design of Thrawn now, you know, obviously he's a bit younger, but and the style of Rebels was always going to be a bit different because it took its inspiration from, you know, Ralph McQuarrie's concept art. But what I really like about Thrawn's design here is that it still maintains elements of that, whilst, you know, introducing the elements of Lars Mikkelsen. You know, you can see in the facial structure, certainly around the cheeks and the eyes, you can see where they've implemented Lars's actual facial structure into the animation design. And it just gives it a kind of familiarity that I really, really like. You know, because it's always difficult to try and cast a character from animation to live action and not make it feel jarring. If it's an alien, certainly. And, you know, I think that we'd all agree Lars Mikkelsen, fantastic voice for Thrawn. You know, I like seeing him in live action as Thrawn, but I don't think he's probably what most people would have imagined Thrawn would have looked like long before he was reintroduced to canon. So, you know, I like that they're trying to adapt to make it at least a bit more, you know, a bit less seamless, a bit more seamless, actually, I should say. I'm getting confused on my... It's past 1 o'clock in the morning, so my ability to use the English language is limited at best. But yeah, you can see again the internal politics and how, you know, I think at one point Morgan was probably liked by the people of Corvus here. I had to double check Corvus because I recognised the name and then I remembered, I think it's the name of the ship that the Iden Versio squadron have in Battlefront 2, the Corvus. And so, you know, it just confused me a little bit because I was like, Corvus? I'm sure I recognise that. And Iden Versio popped into my head and I was like, where's that come from? And I remembered it's the name of the ship that they use in that. So, yeah, another interesting episode. Again, just kind of giving us a brief bit of background as to how, you know, Morgan and Thrawn start to work together. Wasn't expecting to see Rook again. You know, I think he's a character that has maybe fallen by the wayside. You know, we obviously saw him in Rebels, but I don't think of him that much. Palion was a nice surprise to see. You know, Palion, who again was introduced in Mandalorian Season 3 on the Shadow Council. I should say introduced into this version of canon, because obviously Palion and Rook are both characters from, you know, Thrawn's original story. But it's nice to see him getting more involved. And it's amazing as well to see Thrawn's already an admiral. Like, this is only a couple of years after the Empire is established. You know, because certainly in that opening shot, we still had Venators. And I loved seeing the difference between the Imperial class and the Venator class. You know, we got a little bit of it in the Bad Batch finale, but seeing an Imperial class in animation is fantastic. And seeing the size difference, you know, I just love it. You know, it's my favorite ship design in Star Wars is the Imperial class Star Destroyer. I don't know why, just cool to me. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you for the next episode.